Hey guys, good rainy Sunday morning here from the farm here in Kentucky. What we're going to start doing a little more of is doing more of the Whitetail Coach videos. And the reason that we're going to start doing those is, well, first of all, I'm going to chat about why we kind of steered away from them. The Whitetail Coach videos kind of rubbed some folks the wrong way with the term Whitetail Coach. I brought that name into the whole video segments for a reason, so they were kind of different from my daily videos or our weekly videos that we post on habitat and hunting strategies, habitat improvements, hunting strategies that we teach throughout the year. The Whitetail Coach videos were meant to have a different connection with you than those videos. And the way that it rubbed some folks was that I was trying to be the coach, the know-it-all, and trying to, say that I'm better than you, and folks said I don't need a coach and I know what I'm doing. And well, if you don't need a coach, and if you're not looking for advice, or you're looking for how other folks do things, you're probably on the wrong channel to begin with, because that's kind of the educational outlook on that. So if you have this channel has, if you have a educational need, I have an educational want to teach. Well, if I'm a teacher, some teachers are coaches, I guess, so that's the whole program on the Whitetail Coach. So the first video that we're going to do here is something that it resonates with me, and it's something that I think we all need to work on right off the bat, and it's a good time to post it because it's at the beginning of the season. Right off the bat, we are a day into our Kentucky season here in the state of Kentucky, our bow season here. And yes, it opens up the early September. This year it was the 4th. And last night I'm seeing successful hunters posting some good bucks. I'm seeing some things pop up, and season is underway. But I'm also seeing is the people that are jumping on social media and taking from that shine and saying, hey, you shouldn't have an early season, and velvet deer are like shooting, fish out of a barrel, and you shouldn't have an early youth hunt. It's already starting. We're a day into the season here in the state of Kentucky, and last night social media was overran with these negative comments. I encourage you not to be that person. I mean, I can sit here and try to encourage a lot of folks until we're blue in the face, and that is just not going to happen. We all know that, because it's so easy to be that, that person on social media today. That is them, the keyboard warriors, if you will, that seem to need to speak their opinion and trash everybody else. So I'm going to kind of coach here for a minute, and to kind of hopefully help the process along the way. I feel that the passion that we all have going into the beginning of the season changes, and that passion isn't as strong at the end of the season because of folks just like that, or comments just like that. I think if you're on this channel, you're probably a like-minded person. You're a like-minded gentleman, lady, family, friends. We have that connection. I encourage you, if you're on this channel, and I don't have a lot of the negative, but obviously I had a lot, initially with the negative comments with the Whitetail Coach, so I get them more than you guys realize. On anytime that you put your opinion out on social media, you're going to know that you're going to get bashed, and so that comes with that, and I understand that. But I encourage all of us to not be that person this year. So a couple of things here. I often get asked the question, when I get done building or designing and building these properties with folks and setting these programs in place for their design, specifically for their area and for their farm, I get often asked the questions, and I'll be honest with you, it's 9 times out of 10. What should I harvest? Well, here's the answer, and I try to get real personal with my clients when I get asked that question. Here's the response. I design and build these properties so you can be successful as a deer hunter. So your approaches are good and you can have a successful higher percentage sits when on farm. What you choose to harvest is up to you. And I do not have the mindset that you can't share any of those pictures with me unless they reach a certain inch requirements, my requirements, inches, age, anything that you can't share with me. I have physically held in my hand paperwork from folks as a whitetail consultant that are giving to folks that make their way back into my hands that state, once you reach a platform that you're harvesting 4 and 5 year old deer and all them deer are over 130 inches, please share that with us so we can use that on our social media pages or market that. That's not me. If you go through our program, if you follow the program here on social media, here on the YouTube channel, and I encourage everybody to reach out to me and share those successful harvests. Your successful harvest meant something to you, or you wouldn't have harvested that critter, that young buck, that mature buck, that doe, that coyote while on stand. All of that plays into the hunt. The problem with it is I see, so please do that, but I see the passion not being as strong at the end of the season as it is at the beginning of the season, and that really worries me, because let's all be honest, where does that reflection end up? We're 30, 40, 50-year-old, I think YouTube told me that my average client is between 25 and 45, male and female. Well, at 25, you're already out of the house. You're probably living on your own. You probably got your own job. A lot of us, and that reflection probably reflects only to your own home. Well, the reflection that's what you think it reflects. The reflection that it's actually reflecting on is your kids, such as my kids. My junior in high school, my sophomore in college. Those are that's the individuals that this negativity is being reflected on. So if you tie all the pieces of the puzzle together, why do you think our hunter numbers are going in the toilet just faster than ever before? Is because it's a negative approach that they don't feel that they can express their own journey or showcase their own journey and not have these negative comments. So, the state of Kentucky has an early season hunt. Their season starts early. It's a shame that folks need to jump on that and say, hey, you shouldn't have that because, shooting velvet deer because they're summer patterns, like shooting deer, bucks out of a barrel. Well, here's the fact is, if Michigan had a September 1st opener, those same folks that were making that comment would be in the woods September 1st. I encourage you to take that advice along with the advice that I'm going to share you here at the end of this video. So when I'm asked that question, I always answer with that response. Please harvest what you want to harvest. And then if you want to take that to the next level, this property is designed and built to help you get to that next level. But you go there when you feel that that's right. Then that's right for you, your kids, your wife, everybody involved in that program. You take it to the next level when you want to, and I'll be there for you just as I was there for you when you were shooting, a 1.5 and 2.5-year-old bucks. So I don't go on many properties that I don't think can potentially be mature deer properties right off the bat, but that is for the landowner to determine themselves and to reach those goals by themselves with the help of someone such as myself through a video like this as a whitetail coach. The other thing that ties to that question that I'm often asked is, what connection should I have with my neighbors? I'm in an area that we don't share, trail camera pictures, and this is the response, we don't share trail camera pictures, and I can't trust my neighbor. And well, folks, if you are in an area, and there's a lot of them around the country, if you are in an area that you don't have that connection, you might be in the wrong area right off the bat. You know, you might look at traveling to a different spot, you know, having, you know, selling the farm that you're on, going and purchasing something else down the road, finding another spot of public ground to hunt that offers a little more. That's one way to cure it. You know, that's easier said than done, right? As far as work and kids and schedules and having the time to travel, and I understand that. But if you have certain goals to reach, or that you aren't, you know, that an area isn't reaching, a lot of times it's a solution that can be cured by pointing the finger at yourself, not at somebody else. And what I mean by that is this. I mean that in a very constructive, positive way. But what I mean by that is that usually starts with you connecting with your neighbors at their level, not at yours. And here's a example. I've got I purchased the property here in Kentucky. I walked it the day I walked it. I actually met the old owners, the previous owners, the father. Well, his son hunts as well. I've met his wife now, and I've met his son and his wife and his daughter, and we're all good friends, along with everybody else in the area. Right off the bat, the gentleman was sharing photos with me. So what sold the property was kind of that connection on top of what the property had. So I knew I was in the right area with the right potential to begin with. You know, in that journey, I've learned that the son has harvested some bucks with some good bucks with a rifle, but hasn't harvested a mature buck with a bow. And so that came to me, right, you know, in a message right off the bat. And I think what my goal is to help that gentleman understand this year that he needs to get some bucks under his belt with that archery equipment, archery tackle in his hands, to have that connection. Now, I've heard that he's passed up some really good bucks, and I think maybe that's some you know, friend influence. And not only him, you know, this goes for a lot of folks. I think that's a lot of friend influence, and I can't post on social media because I'm going to get torn apart. And, you know, if I don't, you know, it's sad that is, because I remember the days of harvesting the best buck that you've harvested, and people driving to the house and you driving to someone else's house to show it off because we were all proud of our harvest. And now those bucks don't get shown on social media because we're worried about somebody else attacking our success and our harvest. And I really encourage you this year not to be that person. I encourage you that if a heated topic arises, take yourself out of that equation. But I encourage you to really search for that area that you can place yourself in with like-minded folks, with the like-minded message that's being portrayed to the right people in a reflection, like I spoke of, to the young folks. So I think if you connect with that, if you look at why our hunter numbers are failing, I think it's all self-inflicted. I think we're doing it ourselves. I think we are building a community of hunters that are ashamed of themselves up front because they're getting shamed from folks just like ourselves. So I hope this year that one of the messages here at the beginning of the season, don't let that passion die by the end of the season by getting, you know, caught in that, or joining one of those forums or pages, or you know, find that is negative. Find something that is going to be that fits your goals. Find something, a team, find a community such as I'm in here in Kentucky, that I feel that I mean, even with my background and my profession, I could kill a 3.5-year-old buck right now, and the neighbors would be just as happy can be. And if they kill a 3.5-year-old buck, I'm going to do the same for them. But that doesn't happen everywhere in the country. We have a potential here in our area that probably not a lot of those 3.5-year-old deer are going to be harvested, you know, which is great. But that didn't happen overnight. That's a community connection, a community built project, I guess you could say. And there's, I mean, I can look down the road right here and see 2 or 3, you know, family farms that don't have that whitetail management platform yet, and that's fine. That it's not for everyone. But if you attack right off the bat, initially, first part of the season, it's going to be a long season. And I just encourage you to take yourself out of that, like I said, out of that area. Place yourself in a better area, such as this channel, or hopefully this connects with you, or a channel. There's a lot of them out there that are positive, that really do a good job on you know, putting their, you know, ruling with an iron fist when it comes to that negative stuff. There's a bigger message to all of this. But I think we all have got caught in that, and I think we all need to learn from it, because like I said, who is in the reflection? Who's watching all of this negative comments and negative reflections, I guess, is a good, you know, who's watching all of this? And the answer is our youth. So we need to cure it, and we need to deadhead it. And I hope that by watching this, you can take this positive approach into the rest of the season, and so you can reach out to your neighbors, reach out to your community, you know, have get-togethers at your house, you know, talk about their harvest, talk about your harvest, share some pictures, and that your farm, remember that your farm, your property, your area, your public ground piece, whatever that is, that your core area is only as good as the community that surrounds it. And if you blow that up into a bigger spectrum, we're all in that community together. And if this negative approach continues, we're in for a world of hurt. So be that better person this year, if you will. Let's move forward into the 2021 season, and let's all be successful in our own ways, and let's be successful in the reflection that the youth are standing in the background watching all this happen. Thanks, guys.